Sportify, we are live. Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining and tuning in to our favorite youth sports show, Sportify. My name is Rivaldo Kavanga, and I'll be your host for today's amazing episode. And trust me, today we have a jam-packed filled episode with so much youth sports related news. But before we dive into that, make sure you stay tuned to our World Blood Donor Day ad, as we do know that today, the 14th of June, is World Blood Donor Day. We do know that we're in the middle of the pandemic, the third wave of the coronavirus pandemic. But however, we have spoken to some of our athletes and we have asked them what they think of the suspension of contact sports. These are our youth athletes. And up next, we'll be speaking to Hope Kaizemi, who is a netball player in the Commerce Youth League, and who is also going to share some tips on what she does to actually keep fit during the whole suspension of contact sports. So stay tuned for that.
Hi, my name is Hope Kaizemi, and the suspension of contact sport is having a major effect on me, mainly because I have to practice on my own. I am consistent, but it is not the same with my team. I'm not as motivated. I have something to look out for when I have to practice with my team. But it also reminds me of back in the lockdown when I had to practice on my own. It was not as fun because it had an effect on my mental health, and I wasn't as focused on my schoolwork because my sport was cut off.
I mean, amazing by Hope Kaizemi. I mean, those were some moves I would actually want to try out during the suspension of contact sports to also keep fit. But up next, we're going to see what the president of the Horse Racing Association had to say, Martens de Waal. We do know that we had horse racing this weekend at Rebot, and we did have a word from him to hear what he had to say about the racing that took place. But before we dive into that, make sure you stay tuned for our matric farewell ad.
How was it? Are you guys happy with the organization despite not having fans?
Yes, from my side as the president, I'm actually really satisfied about the race, what happened today. First of all, there was, in the first place, we could have handled the crowd. There's no spectators allowed, but the maximum, we didn't exceed the maximum in the morning time, but we were satisfied during the morning time. So overall, our veterinary was here. The doctors, they are satisfied with the horses. 99% of the horses was approved for the day. The emergency services was here, but nothing happened. Luckily, nothing happened. So I'm really satisfied with MTC, my main sponsor for the day. We are really happy, grateful to them. It's because of them that we had this wonderful day.
Looking at it, you spoke about the horses all being approved. That is the challenge-wise. With the horse up to the race, that is the event, all of them. The challenge given to it by the competition.
Yes, whenever it's an MTC race, all our our horse owners knows that there's big money involved. So our horse owners, they train their horses very well. So with the competition today, it was a tough competition. From my personal point of view, it was a tough competition, but the horses performed well.
And looking at it, when is your next MTC event?
Our next MTC event scheduled will be happen in Chaka in November, 26 November this coming year in Chaka. But we had a discussion, we have the sponsorship of MTC, but we decided as the NHRI management, we will give more races. For example, we will have 5 races for the year for MTC. They deserve it.
I mean, seeing a couple of sports actually back, the non-contact sports like horse racing, tennis, cricket actually being played is amazing, because I mean, we are simply nothing without sports. But before we dive right into our next video, we will look at a clip of the horse racing that took place at Reabord. I mean, it's amazing to see the riders finally back on their horses. But up next, we'll look at some of the results from this weekend's mountain racing that took place in Waldorf in Windhoek. So in the boys under 14 category, in first place we have Brown Julius. In second place we have Hennes Daniel Adrian. In third place we have Steenkamp Franjo. In fourth place we have Kruger Stefan. And first place we have Jason van Vieren. And in the girls under 14 category, we have Thiel Rosemary, which came second. In first place, we have Jansen van Rijn Dielsa, who came first. And in third place, we have Dickinson Kaylee. Thank you all so much for staying tuned. I mean, this is Sportify, your youth sports show. And if you have any sports-related news, do not hesitate to contact me at rivaldo@myzone.com.na. But for you today, that's it.